Hello everyone. So now that you know what a ratio is and how to solve a proportion by cross multiplying, we're going to get into proportion word problems. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. Most of these we're just going to set up. We're not actually going to solve because there's a lot of them. I know you guys know how to solve a proportion at this point. So let's go ahead and get started with number 1. So we have 2 machines can complete 7 tasks every 3 days. We're going to let T be our variable that represents the number of tasks. So T for task. The machines can complete in a 30-day month. So we're going to write it as a proportion. So always looking for our main thing of what we're comparing here. Remember, a ratio is a comparison of 2 things. In this case, we can complete 7 tasks in 3 days. So I'm just going to write down what my ratio is going to represent, task versus days. And then I'm going to set up my ratio based off that information. So here's my setup for my proportion. So let T represent the number of tasks, and we're going to use the letter T. So for the first one, we're going to use our first information, which is this one right here. 7 tasks in 3 days. I'm going to put 7 on top because that goes with the task. And 3 days, that goes on the bottom because days is on the bottom for our ratio. And now we're going to let T represent the number of tasks for the second ratio. So it's going to be T for task at the top. And our number we're given is 30-day month. So I want to figure out in 30 days how many tasks I can complete. So I know it's 7 over 30 is a ratio. On the right side, it should be the same. It's consistent, and we would cross multiply here to go ahead and solve. But we're not going to solve this, so we're just going to leave it like this. Let's go ahead and go to number 2 and see what we have. We have 4 pounds of grass seed will cover 100 square feet. So again, 4 pounds for 100 square feet. That's going to give us our 2 values of comparison. So again, we're talking about pounds, and we're talking about square feet. So when we set up our ratio, we're going to look at 4 pounds and 100 feet. So we're going to have 4 over 100. And now we want to figure out the value of P, which represents the number of pounds. So P goes on top. And how many pounds of seed do we need in order to cover 780 square feet? Let's go ahead and move on to number 3. The ratio of faculty members to students in one school is 1 to 15. So we're talking about the ratio of teachers, faculty members, and students. So we're going to put faculty over students. Set up our ratio. So the ratio is 1 to 15. So the 1 represents the students because the faculty, because it's in that order they gave it to us, faculty to students, so 1 to 15. For every 1 teacher, there are 15 students. If the school has 675 students, so students would be at the bottom, how many faculty members are there? So again, they don't give us a variable here, so we are allowed to pick whatever we want to use. We can use just X for simplicity, or any other variable is fine. Again, we would cross multiply and solve to see how many faculty members there would need to be in order to have 675 students. All right, next one, a house which is appraised at $10,000 pays $300 in taxes. So we're talking about the value of the house versus the taxes you would pay for that house. So let's go ahead and set that up. So we want to set the appraisal. Let's put appraised. You can also use any other value like home value. And then the bottom would be the taxes of the home. So let's set up our proportion. In this case, we have for every $10,000 of appraisal or value, we pay $300 in taxes. In this case, what's the tax? So again, what should the tax be? That's our variable for a house that's appraised at $15,000. So again, we can use X. We can use T for tax if you prefer. All right, I want you guys to go ahead and try the rest of the problems out and then just come back and check your answers. So go ahead and pause the video, try the problems out, check your answers. All right, here's the answer you should have gotten for number 5. Again, variable C can be any variable. If you're not sure why these are the answers as I put them up, let me know. I will explain it to you one-on-one. Here's your answer for number 6. Let's go on to answer number 7. So again, double check your answer. Variable can change. Let's go ahead and look at number 8. All right, let's go ahead and move on to numbers 9 and 10. Let's check your answer for number 9 now. And our final answer for number 10 is All right, this last one's a little tricky, so just kind of bear with me as I explain this one. So notice that this bottom section is 20 out of 26 because we are looking at the value of a tank of gas. So when we're talking about 20 gallons, that is less than 1 tank of gas. That's a fraction of the tank being filled out, and it's 20 gallons out of a total of 26 gallons that fit in the tank. If you were to go ahead and cross multiply this, you would probably want to simplify the fraction or change it to a decimal when you cross multiply, or you can just straight up do 5 times 20 when you multiply these. 520 times 20 and then divide it by 26, and then you'd get your 1m. So if we solve this one, we'd have 1m, or just m, equals, we would do 520 times 20 over 26. In this case, we have 520. Multiply it by 20, that gives us 10,400, and that you would divide by 26, which would end up being a total of 400 for our final answer. So in this case, M would be 400 as our final answer. All right, go ahead and start your practice, and I excel, and good luck.